The NTSB's investigation into the Key Bridge collapse shows Maryland officials failed to conduct a vulnerability assessment on the bridge, which could have prevented the tragedy nearly 1 year ago when the Dali cargo ship rammed into the bridge, taking it down in seconds. But tonight, Governor Wes Moore says the state is not to blame. As the anniversary of the Key Bridge collapse approaches,
the collapse could have been prevented.
The NTSB is pointing fingers at the state. Chair Jennifer Homendy says through their investigation, they found the Maryland Transportation Authority failed to conduct a vulnerability assessment prior to the Dali striking the Key Bridge.
Had they ran the calculation on the Francis Scott Key Bridge, the MDTA would have been aware that the bridge was almost 30 times greater than the risk threshold.
Homendy says had the MDTA done the assessment, the tragedy could have been prevented. But on Fox News Sunday morning, Governor Wes Moore,
it was the sole fault of the Dali and the sole fault of the reckless operators,
shifting the blame away from the state, taking no responsibility for the collapse.
If you look at the Key Bridge has passed every single federal assessment for literally over 30 years. And so the Federal Highway Administration and the federal government had claimed and continue to state that the Key Bridge was not the issue. The issue, and I was speaking with the former Transportation Secretary about it, the issue was that we had a ship the size of 3 football fields. That when you have a ship at that size, moving at that speed, and what he told me was there wasn't a bridge in the country that could have taken that impact. And so when you look at the reckless behavior of the Dali, that's the sole reason for it.
The MDTA is also saying in a statement the catastrophe and the tragic loss of life was the sole fault of the Dali.
This was an irregular event.
Political analyst John Dali says he's not surprised by the governor's comments.
It's a smart thing to do, because if you accept just 1% of the blame, you're going to end up in a situation where someone's going to ask you to pay for certain damages. You're going to get sued, et cetera, et cetera.
I'm Kai Jackson. Thank you for watching. Here's another video to watch. Also, please take a moment to subscribe to our channel.